Unit 10. Tape script 10.1.
I've always enjoyed walking. When I was a boy, I used to go walking at weekends with my father. We went camping and climbing together. I try to visit a new place every year. Last year, I decided to walk a path in Spain called El Camino del Rey, which means the King's Way. It's one of the highest and most dangerous footpaths in Europe. It used to be very safe, but now it's falling down. I took a train to the village of El Chorro and started to walk towards the mountains. I was very excited. Then the adventure began. The path was about 3 feet wide and there were holes in it. It used to have a handrail, but not anymore. I didn't know what to do. Should I go on my hands and knees or stand up? I decided to stand up and walk very slowly. At times, the path was only as wide as my 2 boots. I stopped to have a rest, but there was nowhere to sit. I began to feel very frightened. It was impossible to look down or look up. I was concentrating so hard that my body started aching. There was no thrill of danger, no enjoyment of the view. I thought I was going to die. I finally managed to get to the end. I was shaking and I was covered in sweat from heat and fear. I fell to the ground exhausted.
Tape script 10.2. 1.
Now I usually go shopping at the weekend and I play tennis. When I was a child, I used to go fishing with my father.
2.
In the evening, I used to watch TV and do my homework. Now I read or go out with friends.
3.
We go to a hotel somewhere hot and just do nothing. When I was young, we used to go camping in Europe. We went everywhere. France, Italy, Austria, Germany.
4.
I was very sporty. I used to play everything. Rugby, tennis, swimming, hockey. Now I just play tennis.
5.
I like documentaries and sport. When I was a kid, I used to like cartoons and comedies.
6.
I liked all the things that kids like. Beans, pizza, fizzy drinks. I used to love chips. Still do. Now I eat everything. Except peppers. I really don't like peppers.
Tape script 10.3. 1.
I'm hungry. I need something to eat. Have a sandwich.
2.
I'm going to a formal dinner, but I don't know what to wear.
I think you should wear your black dress.
3.
My CD player's broken. Can you show me how to repair it?
I'm sorry, I haven't a clue.
4.
Don't talk to me. I have nothing to say to you.
Oh dear. What have I done wrong?
5.
Do I turn left or right? I don't know where to go.
Go straight on.
6.
I'm bored. I haven't got anything to do.
Why don't you read the dictionary?
7.
Can you get some meat?
Sure. Tell me how much to buy.
A kilo.
8.
I feel lonely. I need somebody to talk to.
Come and talk to me. I'm not doing anything.
Tape script 10.4.
Frightened. Excited. Surprised. Terrified. Bored. Exhausted.
Tape script 10.5. 1.
I met a famous football player today.
2.
I spent 4 hours going round a museum.
3.
I haven't heard from my parents for 2 months.
4.
Wow, Maria! What are you doing here?
5.
I failed my exam. I worked.
6.
Smoke started to come from the front of the plane.
7.
My computer's broken and...
Tape script 10.5. 1.
I met a famous football player today.
2.
I spent 4 hours going round a museum.
3.
I haven't heard from my parents for 2 months.
4.
Wow, Maria! What are you doing here?
5.
I failed my exam. I worked.
6.
Smoke started to come from the front of the plane.
7.
My computer's broken and...
Tape script 10.6.
What do you know about the Titanic?
The Titanic? You mean the ship that sank? The one they called the Unsinkable?
Yes, that's right. The biggest ship of its time.
Well, it was about 100 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep, 1912 to be exact.
And wasn't it going across the Atlantic from England to New York?
That's it. It left Southampton on the 10th of April 1912 with 1,324 passengers on board and 900 crew members. And the night of Sunday the 14th, it was very clear and very cold. And 2 other ships in the area actually told them to be careful because there were icebergs around.
So they did know that it was dangerous?
Yes, but they didn't want to worry the passengers. The people just carried on eating and enjoying themselves.
But if they knew it was dangerous, why didn't they just stop?
Well, the owner of the boat was on board, a Mr. Bruce Ismay, and he told the captain to go faster and faster because he wanted the Titanic to be the fastest ship to cross the Atlantic. The record was 4 days and 19 hours.
No, really? But that's terrible.
And then someone saw the iceberg in front of them. At first, they thought it was too small to do much damage, but in fact, the iceberg was huge, about 30 meters higher than the ship. And then the ship hit it.
Why didn't everyone just get off the ship immediately?
Because they thought it was impossible for the Titanic to sink. So no one started to get the lifeboats out for an hour.
To begin with, it was women and children first. But then people started to realise that there weren't enough lifeboats. There were only 20, and a lot of people were going to die.
Is it true that the ship sank really quickly?
Yes. It took just 2 hours after hitting the iceberg for the ship to sink.
Incredible. How many people died?
About 1,500.
And how many survived?
706.
Tape script 10.7.
Tom was scared. He was very scared. He was so scared.
Tape script 10.8. 1.
Their house is such a mess, I don't know how they live in it.
2.
There were so many people at my wedding. We had to order more food.
3.
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
4.
Noor and Nabil are such nice people, but I can't stand their kids.
5.
I've spent so much money this week, I don't know where it's all gone.
6.
A present for me. You are so kind. You really didn't have to.
7.
We've had such a nice time. Thank you so much for inviting us.
8.
Molly's such a clever child. She understands every word I say.